This is lesson 9, comparing linear functions in graph. Science Museum, Carlos and Stephanie belong to Science Museum. Carlos's membership can be represented by the function c equals 2.50 m plus 10, where c is the cost in dollars and m is the number of months. Stephanie's membership is shown in the table to the right. Number 1, you need to make a table to represent Carlos. So for this, we have, for 1, we would have c equals 2.5 times 1 plus 10, which would equal 1250. C would equal 2.5 times 2 plus 10 would equal 15. For 3, C would equal 2.5 times 3 plus 10 would equal 1750. 4, C would equal 2.5 times 4 plus 10 would equal $20. And for 5, C would equal 2.5 times 5 plus 10 would equal 2250. Now, if I wanted to know how many for 0, if you look at this, it goes up 2.5 each time. This goes up 1. So if I subtract 1, I get 0 here. If I subtract 250 here, I would get 10. So the initial cost would be 10, or our B would be 10 here. Here, each time it goes up by 5, and it goes up by 1 here. So if I subtract 1, going backwards, I get 0. If I subtract 5 going back here, I get 0. So Stephanie's initial cost is 0. So now, if I want to describe the rate of change for Stephanie, Stephanie's rate of change, okay, is 5 over 1. Okay. Or every $5. Okay. She gets 1 month membership. Carlos, or sorry, her type of slope, is positive. Carlos, his rate of change is 2.5 over 1, or every $2.50. Carlos gets 1 month membership. And his type of slope is also positive. Okay. And it says describe the initial cost. Well, Stephanie's initial cost is $10. Or no, I'm sorry, Stephanie is over here. Her initial cost is none, so she has no initial cost. Carlos' initial cost is $10. Okay. And it says write a function rule to represent Stephanie's membership plan. For Stephanie, is y equals 5x, because we're writing one for Stephanie. Okay. So next it says, explain the similarities and differences between the membership plans. Well, the similarity is they both have positive slopes. The differences, Stephanie had no fee, while Carlos, really? Had a $10 fee. Stephanie pays $5 a month. While Carlos, oops, I'll spell his name right, pays $2.50 a month. Okay. So now it says to compare functions, identify the rate of change or slope, type of slope, and initial value, and function rule. Okay. So that's what we're going to do next. All right. And in this case, so the rate of change, or the slope, okay, or when we are comparing the functions, that's what we are comparing, okay? So now, for Lara and Dion, and in other words, we're going to try this one on our own today. I'm going to let you do this in partners, okay? So Lara and Dion, okay, went on a cycling trip with school. The graphs show the distance traveled, d kilometers, and the time taken, t hours, by each of them. Okay, so here's our work. Okay, we're going to do our work over here. So Lara, the first thing is her rate of change. Okay. Well, actually, what we can do is let's do our initial value because that's the easiest. Okay. Her initial value is 0. So her initial value is 0. Okay. Her rate of change okay, as you can see here, I'm going to pick this one right here, is 60 over 4, which equals 15. And then the type of slope we have here is positive. We can see that. So Dion, let's look at his now. His initial value here, his initial value is 0 as well. His rate of change we have 40 over 2, which equals 20. So now to describe the one similarity and one difference between the two, our similarity is they both have an initial value of 0 kilometers. Their difference is Lara travels. Because remember, our rate of change is also our unit rate. Travels at 15 kilometers per hour, while Dion travels at 20 kilometers per hour. Okay. So next, we have Patrick and Leonard, our brothers. Who each have money saved. The amount of money, Y dollars, that each brother has left in savings after X weeks is a linear function. Patrick's function is represented by the table. Leonard's is represented by an equation. Okay, so here the two are. Okay. What we can tell here is when X is 0, Y is 200, which means, okay, that we can figure some things out. Okay. So first of all, we have to write an algebraic expression for Patrick, okay, which is part A down here. So while we do that, we can figure out here that each goes up here by 5. Down here, it goes down by 25. Which means if it goes down by 25 over 5, that's -5 over 1, which is -5. And that is our slope or our rate of change, our rate of change. And what that means is that is our slope. So to write our equation, y equals -5x plus 200. Because when x is 0, y is 200. That's our b value. That's our b value. So that is our equation, or our linear function. So now to compare the two, okay, to compare the two, what we can say is, okay, Leonard spent $10 a week, while Patrick spent $5 per week. Leonard started with 250 in his savings, while Patrick started with $200 in his savings. Okay. So next, here we have two people, Adam and Bianca, and they're competing to see who can save the most money in 1 month. Here's Adam's savings, and here is Bianca. It says use the table and the graph above to determine who will save more money each month. Well, the first thing I would see, and we got to check for each month, okay? First thing I would do is I would write an equation for both, okay? So for here, I would check, I've got 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So that's my slope. So I've got y equals 3x, that's my slope. And my y-intercept here is 3. So b equals 3. So 3x plus 3. Here I've got 5 and 17, and 8 and 26. So to find my slope here, I've got 26 minus 17 and 8 minus 5. So here I've got 9 over 3, which equals 3. So to find Bianca's y-intercept, says use the table. Well, first of all, let's do this. It says use the table and graph to determine who will save more money each month. Okay, well, that's the slope. Okay, that's the slope. All right. So both functions have the same rate of change. So they are saving money. At the rate of $3 per month. So our next determination is how much they already have in their savings. Well, we know that Adam has $3. That's the y-intercept. So we need to find Bianca's y-intercept. So we've got to find that. So we've got y equals 3x plus b. So let's put in 5 and 17. So we have 17 equals 3 times 5 plus b. So we have 17 equals 15 plus b. So subtract 15 from both sides. And we've got b equals 2. So Bianca started with 2. So here it says, state how much money each person had at the start of the competition. Well, Adam started with $3. Bianca started with $2. Okay. So now our next question we have, just 2 questions to go. We have recently begun researching phone billing plans. Phone company A charges a flat rate of $75 a month. A flat rate means that your bill will be $75 each month with no additional cost. The billing plan for company B is a linear function of number of texts that you will send that month. That is the total cost of the billing charges each month, depending on how many texts you send. The table below represents the inputs and the corresponding outputs. So what number of texts would the bill from each phone plan be the same? Okay, so we've got to find out which one. So company A their flat rate. So they are y equals $75. So now we've got to find what our equation is for company B. So our slope is 60 minus 50 over 150 minus 50. So 10 over 100, or 0.1. So y equals 0.1x plus b. Substituting in, so we've got 50 equals 0.150 times 50 plus b. So 50 equals 5 plus b. So subtracting 5 from both sides, we've got 45 equals b. So our equation then, okay, for company B (0.1x plus 45). So now for that, if we substitute that in so that we can find out what they would be for the same, we've got y equals 75 and y equals 0.1x plus 45. We substitute that in, so we have 75 equals 0.1x plus 45. And we solve, so subtracting 45 from both sides, we get 0.1x equals 30. Divide both sides by 0.1. We have x equals 300. So the plan would be the same at 300 text. So it says that what number of text, next question, at what number of text is company A the better choice? Company A is the better choice for more than 300 texts. Okay? And you can prove this by y equals 0.1 times 301 texts plus 45. Because when I do the math, you get 30.1 plus 45, which equals 75.1 for company B, where company A is 75. Okay? It says at what number of texts is company B your better choice? Company B is the better choice for less than 300 texts. Oops. Okay. So now our last question. Okay. The function describes volumes of water. Volume of water. Okay. So y of y that flows from faucet A in gallons for X minutes. The graph below is the graph of the linear function. Function B's water flow can be described by the equation y equals 5/6x, where y is the volume of water in gallons that flows from the faucet in X minutes. Assume the flow of water from each faucet is constant. Which faucet has a faster rate of flow of water? Well, faucet B y equals 5/6x. Faucet A And this is faucet A. Well, faucet A comes up by 4 and goes over 7. So in this particular case, our slope is 4/7. So to try and figure out which has a bigger slope or faster rate of change, I want to see what these are. So I am going to make these the same denominator. So 5, 6. If I multiply both top and bottom by 7 would equal 35/42. If I multiply this by 6, I am going to get 24/42. So the steeper slope here is going to be my 5, 6. So faucet B. So here it says each faucet, I'm going to move this up. It says each faucet is being used to fill the tubs with a volume of 50 gallons. How long will it take each faucet to fill the tub, and how do you know? So, and it says for A, which faucet is faster, has a faster rate of flow of water. So here, faucet B. Oh my God, this light. Sorry, guys. So now to answer part B, we have to substitute in for the 50 gallons and figure out which one is going to be faster. Okay, so faucet A, we have 50 equals 4/7x. So to multiply 7/4 to both sides, we get x equals 350/4, which equals 87.5. So this would take us 87.5 minutes to fill the tub. Faucet B, we would have 50 equals 5/6 x. So to multiply both sides by 6/5. X would equal 60 because these cancel and I get 10 here. So you get 60 minutes. Okay. So it says, how long will it take each faucet to fill the tub? There you go. So then it says the tub that is filled by faucet A already has 15 gallons in it. Both faucets are turned on at the same time. Which faucet will fill the tub faster? Well, if it already has 15 in there, we have y equals 4/7x plus 15 because it already has that 15 in there. So now we got to solve, and we put that 50 in there. So the 50 equals 4/7 x plus 15. Subtract 15 from both sides. And solve here. We get 245 over 4, which equals 61.25. And 61.25 is greater than 60 minutes. So therefore, faucet B fills faster. Okay. Oops, sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So that, guys, ends our lesson for today.